and welcome back to the Rad Nauseam YouTube channel. Today we've got a different video for you. We've got round 1 of our most recent Rad Nauseam CEDH tournament. This was a 51 player event that we hosted at Plenty of Games in Melbourne as part of our quarterly CEDH tournament series. On with me today I have Fred, the previous Rad Nauseam tournament champion. G'day Fred.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Yeah, they're going good, I assume, because we've got some high quality paper content for them. If you're interested in seeing more CEDH content, please give this video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's take it away. Seat 1, we've got Aston on Rog Thras. Seat 2, we've got Jasper on Gitrog. Seat 3, we have Anya on Rogsai. And Seat 4, we've got Cole on Vivi. What do you reckon this game's going to be about, Fred?
We got 4 relatively turbo decks playing on the table today. I think if I was sitting down, I'd be scared of Gitrog, just because I'm not really 100% sure what that deck does. I know it's something to do with a discard outlet and a dredge land, but I think I'd be a bit scared of them winning out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Gitrog deck is very interesting because like these are all kind of like blue interactive decks, and the Gitrog monster kind of can go under them with just like playing lands. It's kind of hard to interact with like traditional counter spells and stuff. But yeah, so like interested to see if that's meaningful or if the lack of blue from the Gitrog monster is like gonna stop it from being able to compete at an equal playing field with all these sort of blue-based decks.
I think if we are taking a Gitrog approach, the Mystic Remora there is definitely a huge help to Jasper.
Yeah,
Just slowing down these 2 turbo opponents is going to give him chance to play some creatures and get the Gitrog out as soon as possible.
yeah, I'm kind of like in seat 1, I have Mystic Remora. I'm super excited. Like, it doesn't matter what deck I'm playing. Like, that is an instant keep. I could have no other cards in my hand, and I'm pretty happy with that. Especially into these kind of, like you were saying, the turbo decks. But the Gitrog monster always just kind of like, yeah, I don't care. I'll keep progressing my game plan. You guys worry about feeding the fish. We'll see where we go. It's interesting seeing a Darcy in coming out of Vivi. Is that sort of a card that sees play in many other decks?
I think it's not super popular, but Vivi especially, there's 3 or 4 curiosity effects that you just have to hit or your deck doesn't really function. So I think the filtering is super useful when you have such a huge disparity between your good and your bad draws.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of interesting because like most decks traditionally with their like the breach sort of decks, they don't play these cards like Darcy because you don't really need the extra like card selection. So it's interesting to see a card like Darcy getting out on the field. Um, I'm a big fan of these Is It sort of spell slinger decks, so I'm really excited to see if Vivi can do some work from seat 4 here, but obviously the manual storm kind of thing doesn't really want to take it away so quick with the Mystic Remora in play. So we see Gitrog just like putting out a couple of dorks, playing his lands, just doing Gitrog things.
Yeah,
If you had to say who looks like they're in a sort of position to threaten sort of the win early here, where do you think it's coming from?
well, you'd be leaning towards the seat 1, turn 1 Mystic Remora player, but one of the things about Rogue Thras is it can't really win out of nowhere. Usually that's a kind of overwhelming avalanche of board presence kind of win. Look, it looks like we got a Grim Tutor here, so it's going to be maybe a next turn attempt off that. Curious just if we might get a little sneak of what this tutor's for.
Rogside's pretty scary. It's like not as scary as it used to be, but definitely still like one of those decks where you're like wondering, am I just gonna die out of nowhere? Seed 3 it's not super exciting, especially not with any like Mystic Remore or Rhystic Study out just yet. But still, like, if that deck starts tutoring, it is pretty sketch.
You immediately paint a target on your head as the Rogstar player once you have one of these hidden shooters. The rest of the table pretty much knows that it's either a win attempt or protection for a win attempt. My guess here, based on Anya's hand, is it's either going to be a Necropotence if the hand's a bit lacking, or some kind of protection for the win attempt that's already there.
When you play against Rogsai, what do you see as sort of like the most common win lines?
I'd say these days it's definitely Necropotence. Just the number of flash enablers they're able to run just basically means that a turn 1 or turn 2 Necropotence will always result in a protected win attempt 1 or 2 turns down the line.
Are they still playing like Necro Dominance and stuff, or is that sort of just like a flash in the pan?
I mean, obviously it's a lot worse than Necropotence, but it's still very strong. I would guess that they're running it, but probably not all of them. Is this a attack and pass from Carl?
Yeah, get the damage in while you can, especially on the player that's just tutored, has Ad Nauseam, has Necropotence in the deck, has a Mystic Confluence in play, oh Mana Confluence, sorry. Yeah, they just try and pressure that life total as much as you can. Holding up the 2 mana, I'm not sure if he's doing anything with it, but then we see the fish being paid for, playing the Boseiju land for turn, which is obviously not the land you want to jam when your opponent could be playing a Necropotence or an Underworld Breach.
Yeah, I see that Boseiju there, and I just think that's the last land in hand for sure.
Yeah. So we see form.
He's a turn 3 Gitrog.
That's exciting.
Let's see if he has some lands to follow it up.
If you're sat next to the Gitrog and it's been resolved, are you sort of in your head thinking that maybe this is now the primary threat at the table?
It's interesting. So the pieces required here are the dredge land, which I'm blanking on the name of right now.
Salvage, I believe it's called.
Salvage, yeah, and a discard outlet. I'm actually not sure what list Jasper's on, whether it's the Mill Shuffle Titan version, or if there's some new tech for Gitrog. I think it hasn't really been super in vogue for a number of years now.
It's always good to bring these sort of decks that people aren't sure how they work. If you've got like a lot of reps on it, you're comfortable. It's kind of like a bit of brewer's advantage that you can sort of sneak in a win that's unexpected. Whereas like your opponent's playing like these tutors and stuff, and they're playing decks that you know can pop off. It's a lot harder to sort of mitigate aggro, I guess, if you're a player that's got a deck that's pretty face up with what they're trying to do versus, yeah, Gitrog Monster or some, potentially even like a Vivi. If you haven't really played against Vivi, you don't necessarily know that if that curiosity comes down, you're dead. So it's yeah, it's super interesting. I think that's like a really a cool part of CEDH and why I'm a big fan of the format is just how much gas lamping you can get away with.
For sure. You are always at the mercy of how well you can argue that you're not the threat.
Yeah.
What do we see here from Jasper?
We see Collector Roof.
Okay.
So that's interesting for the Rogsire player who might have been relying on that Mox for this turn. The
Oh, you see the take the Mox out of the sleeve tech.
Yep.
Okay, so we know that there's no necropotence this turn. Let's see if we see the tutor target. Anyway,
Jessica's Will. It's an interesting one. I'm wondering if this is what was tutored for, or if this is just sort of digging, taking game actions. Could be a Wheel of Fortune into a Breach, potentially. There's enough
yeah.
red
There's definitely
mana.
some cards in hand that would be so boosted by the Jeska's Will that you would look to pair those with the tutor. And I am also curious, Bergie's a huge hit here, you know. I think I'm guessing there's about 7 red in the pool.
Yeah, with the Remora in play, it's pretty likely that 6 or 7, maybe even more. The land is being cracked here by Cull. What looks like it's in response to the Bergie. We'll see if there's
Yeah,
a
I think
counter spell.
it might be the end of the turn actually.
Oh,
Anya's with the exile cards underneath the graveyard. So
interesting.
it's just an end turn Thundering
So,
Falls.
yeah, bit of value. Jessica's Will, Casa Bergie. That that doesn't seem like it would be the tutor target. I'm expecting us to see
No,
something else coming out, because yeah,
maybe that Mox really shut down a 4-mana tutor target. The
perhaps.
Beseech the Mirror, perhaps, or a One Ring.
Yeah, I think Beseech wasn't being cast there with the island.
Yeah,
It's a red mana only from the Mox Jasper. So, or the sorry, Mox Amber.
the Mox Amber. Yeah.
Yeah, Jasper is the opponent, not the Mox.
Fortunately, I don't think anyone can run a Mox Jasper.
Yeah,
Maybe the Vivi player,
maybe. How many dragons do you reckon Vivi's on?
just for the triggers.
Yeah, fair enough. So Vivi in play. Is
So
this
we've had
a
a
yeah?
relatively anemic start from Cole here. I think he did
Yes.
mulligan down fairly low.
Yeah, seat 4 is typically the seat where you want to keep the most explosive hand you can. Maybe the most interaction light. Try and get as much value as you can get away with, and sort of force the other people in the higher seats to interact. Looks like Mystic Remora is going
Another.
up to 3. Are we paying for this as well? Surely you've drawn enough cards, mate. Yep. Alright, fish in the
Yeah,
bin.
no need to get greedy.
Yeah, I like this. Means we're going to start progressing the game, surely. Surely that's what that means. Crack a fetch.
It's always a big speed up moment when the first fish player just lets their fish go. It's a point where you kind of expect to start seeing some pushing, some win attempts.
Yeah, when your fish has drawn you a few cards. Doesn't look like it's done that much here. Um,
I mean, we got no triggers at all from Cole, and I don't think we got any from Jasper.
yeah, so
So it's just going to
maybe
be the 3 from Anya. I mean, Ancestral Recall's pretty good, but it did cost what,
it's
4 mana at the
more
end.
like a Lorien revealed than an Ancestral Recall, but I mean, draw 3 is
Mm.
draw 3. And if you can get a payment plan on that draw 3, it's pretty good. Especially with no one really jamming anything spooky. The Rogside player seems to be contented to play it a bit slower. Gitrog, on the other hand, could just untap and win.
So I think we see. It's hard to judge. I mean, a few cards in hand for Gitrog. We just need that land and that discard outlet. So a specific card and then one of probably 4 in the deck.
Interested to see what comes out of Rogue Thras here.
Yeah, swing over here. Nothing bad will happen.
Tapping.
Oh, is it upgrade time?
Mockingbird.
Okay.
X is 2. What are we copying?
It's going to be a Vivi or a Bergie.
I think Bergie's more interesting for this deck, no?
They're honestly very similar. I mean, Bergie will make consistent, bursts of mana, but Vivi has the much higher upside for sure. Plus,
Is
a
it?
Vivi with flying is a decent attacker.
It's true. Vivi with flying does represent a clock, but I don't think we're getting that far. I don't think the game
Plus,
looks like it's going to go that kind of way where a flying non-commander creature is really going to impact this.
I think, yeah, the only thing that it would impact is if Anya has tutored a Necropotence or another
Yeah,
mass life-paying card.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Go to my draw step.
But the Gitrog monster triggers.
Let's go. Allosaurus Shepherd. Can't be countered. Green spells can't be countered. Yup.
Still just seeing creatures on Jasper's side.
Elves. Two creatures right now.
Now, I've forgotten the name. This is the elf that means his green creatures can't be counted. Is that right?
Yeah, Allosaurus Shepherd. Raptor
Yeah, that's
Jesus
it.
is in play.
I'll exile your Ottawa.
Deathrite Shaman.
Play
Exile a land, playing a Carpet of Flowers. There's a few islands in play.
This is a good pod for a Carpet of Flowers.
For sure. So there's a lot of mana here from Jasper, but not a lot of threatening a win.
No.
So
I think we are still representing a Court of Calling for a Noose Constrictor. And that would be uncounterable. But yeah, definitely flying under the radar at this point, if there is any kind of push happening.
I'll add 2.
counting the amount of islands in plays, 2 from Anya. Give Jasper access to a little bit of mana. Draw a card from the land going to the graveyard. Seen a few cards here.
What do we have here?
I love cards that I don't recognize the art of. We'll have to try and figure out what this is based on the game actions that follow. Is it maybe an Eternal Witness or something?
Yeah.
Oh no, return to land to play. Or did it?
What could that be?
Yeah.
A reanimation spell for a land.
It might just be an Eternal Witness or something. Who knows? But the land is.
It looks like it might be an Ice Till Explorer.
Yes.
Yes.
That makes way more
So
sense.
he played the land, and then now he's got a mill trigger.
Yes. Okay. Ice Till Explorer. This card's gas.
Brand new card, alternate art, upside down.
Yeah.
That seems very strong in a Gitrog deck, of course.
Yeah. Any deck looking to play multiple lands, put them in the bin, turn them to play, put them in the bin again, mill a few cards, find the salvage. Seems like a pretty nice engine.
Well, this gives Jasper the ability to play 3 lands per turn, which is a fetch land 3 times, which is 6 mill triggers.
And a few draw triggers.
So it's probably 4 or 5 extra draws every turn.
Yeah.
That's huge.
He's just got an express ticket to Value Town.
Plus, yeah, if he ever hits that salvage, it kind of goes into
I have 2 more
overdrive.
play for the table.
I think you just pretty close to winning at that point. Land in the graveyard.
Looks like we will be here for a little bit, resolving all these triggers.
I'm gonna play.
So what do we think Carl's thinking here? He's kept a relatively small hand. He's had turn 3 Vivi, no ramp, no spells except for the Dragon's Rage Channeler.
That's 2 lands.
He's probably thinking, why couldn't I be in a better seat?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jasper getting to take all the game actions here. Everyone else getting to bow before the frog. It's looking very spooky for everyone involved. Every time one of these lands gets milled by the Gitrog monster, sorry, by the Ice Till, the Gitrog monster triggers to draw a card. So the fetch land represents an insane amount of cards drawn.
Yeah, maybe can't do anything here.
Ice Till looking like one of the best cards in the deck at this point.
Yeah, I mean, synergizing with the commander on both sides is huge.
My whole combo's uncounterable.
And I think being uncounterable might be relevant here, just based on the number of blue players.
It doesn't seem like it's been a very interactive pod. I think like Rog side typically wants to do its own thing, can be a bit parasitic on itself. Vivi being a turbo storm deck also doesn't appear to have a lot of interaction.
Okay, I have 1 more land.
And
1, 2,
yeah, the Rog Thras deck did draw a few cards, but seems contented to play the seat rather than any sort of police. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that's a bit difficult to interact with anyway, because all Jasper's really doing is playing lands, drawing cards, playing oh my god. Speaking of playing lands and drawing cards, there's Bizarro Baghdad.
Bizarro Baghdad.
Mill a land, draw a card.
He has hit all 3 of his mill lands. That's crazy.
Yeah. And Aston,
wow.
Looks like they're asking to read this card. Why, yes, I would like to tap, draw some cards, put some lands in the bin from my hand.
This could not be going better for Jasper right now.
I'm going to discard.
Eventually, he's got to find everything. He's just going to go through the whole deck.
It's an Urza Saga.
A full art Urza Saga, everyone's favorite.
Beseiju. And it looks like
And
a
I think
shuffle
that is an
type.
Ulamog there. Yeah. Unfortunately, that will get rid of his Ice Till value for the time being.
So
sure the Berserk
there
and-
should be some draw triggers as well. As well as a shuffle.
I don't want Ulamog in hand.
Shuffle those.
It looks like Jasper's going to stack that so that the shuffle happens first.
Oh.
It was just the 2 lands discarded. So we might be nearing the end of this turn.
Yeah, and if I'm playing against a Gitrog monster that's taking all these game actions, even if they weren't sort of winning right now, I don't think anyone has a doubt that
If I draw Dakmor here,
with the amount of game actions taken, at least for the equity of being able to take more game actions yourself, Jasper is now the main threat and needs to be killed immediately.
Yeah, I'd say that there's a definite fear that he just untaps, casts the tutor that he's drawn off these last 2 cards and wins. But I'm not sure if anyone's in a position to really take him out
There's the draw
without just
triggers
putting a win on the
resolved.
stack themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I think when you're sort of playing against a deck that's drawn half of its library into their hand, you kind of just feel like you need to jam. You just
Yeah. You can see that window closing. for sure.
Tapping a
I
delighted
think,
halfling here, giving someone a
sure.
spirit. A
Sure,
Charizard into
Jasper's
the
grateful
battlefield.
for that.
Is that
Sorry,
a Cabal ritual?
Oh, I just lost the camera quality there for a second. It looks like, yeah, a Cabal ritual or a Dark ritual.
Yeah, it's a Cabal ritual. No threshold, as we've just shuffled away everything, so probably
Unfortunate.
just drawn after the shuffle. 3 black, 1 other. Is this a Beseech? No,
Oh, there's the Noose Constrictor.
Noose Constrictor.
So even without the salvage in hand, the Noose Constrictor is a looter for lands.
Yeah, so every land that goes into the bin here, draw a card. So
If I was Jasper, I would not be casting that unless I was about to attempt to win.
So
It's just a 2/2. Let's see if that's what's coming up next. Let's see if the table remembers that this is an uncounterable Noose Constrictor as well.
So I'll pay 2 DT.
what is this?
Yeah, go get that.
We are being shown a black spell. Is that a Grim Tutor?
Force of Will?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a Vampiric Tutor or something? Not sure. Not sure what that card is. Something that required a Force of Will. So Cull sandbagging that Force of Will until the absolute final time that, I guess, everything being green / lands up until now, there wasn't really a target for it, but yeah. Coming in clutch, the table was probably dead there.
I'm not super surprised on that free interaction coming out of Cull, just based on him haven't really doing anything else this game. Holding a hand with some lands and some counter spells is kind of like a last resort for the Vivi deck, but it's not the worst last resort.
Got a Soul Ring coming out and a Springleaf Drum. Paid for with the Burgy mana. Got 1 red floating. Black mana. Casting Rogsai. Or Rograk rather.
This is a desperation turn from Anya.
Re-establishing the board and then passing the turn.
Who would win? One little oofy guy.
Got our first Vivi trigger of the game.
The first came from the Force of Will, baby.
Ah, my mistake.
That's value.
So I think the second Dragon's Rage Channeler trigger as well.
Yeah, the Dragon Rage Channeler hasn't done a lot, but who knows? Maybe now is the time to shine.
It would have been so sick to hit Grave Troll at any point during that combo. I love Grave Troll.
I think Cull is showing his 7-point Highlander roots here with the 2 baubles.
Yeah. It's yeah, Darcy, it's just a couple of baubles. Really couldn't get away from the Grixis gameplay, but here we are.
And what do we have there? Is that
Looks like
a Soul Ring?
Signet or something? A Soul Ring, yeah, that makes more sense. So a lot of mana here, not a lot else going on.
Interesting to see 2 players jam 3 artifacts into the oof, but I guess everyone's just preparing for the moment where it's removed.
If there was a deck on Adnos, not the Gitrog one.
Considering I played 2 shufflers.
It doesn't look like Cole wanted to surveil much from the top of his library. In fact, it looks like he's kept the card on top through all of those spells. I'm interested to know whether or not it was worth jamming them there rather than trying to get a little bit of equity following turn, perhaps. Once you know the card on top is one you didn't want to clear, especially with that collector if you currently cycle the baubles.
I mean, seeing a card on top here, you have to assume it's a tutor for some kind of curiosity effect.
Or the
So yeah,
curiosity itself, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, keeping the spells in hand would make a lot more sense. So it must be something else that we're not thinking of now.
Got a Malevolent Rumble coming in for Aston.
I am a huge fan of all of these cards that just make Gaia's Cradle fodder coming in this Rog Thras deck.
Yeah, for sure. Malevolent Rumble is just, it's a good card.
I've seen people playing Chatterstorm, and I'm a huge fan of Chatterstorm taking over the format.
Oh wow, in Rog Thras?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
just
crazy.
as a ritual.
Yeah. A lot of cards still in hand.
Yeah, haven't seen a whole lot of action out of the Rog Thras deck so far.
Surely you're not thinking about passing at this point.
That Bergie mana.
Okay, here's Underworld
Okay.
Breach. Okay.
Looks like we're pushing.
Looks like we're worried about straight up dying here, so we're just gonna put our spells on the stack.
So what have we seen? We've seen the Rumble. That's some good value.
Rumble
there's
kind
no
of,
other...
with Burgee in play, Rumble's kind of paying for itself. Obviously you don't get the green mana, but you're not going down on mana with the Burgee and the extra Eldrazi Scion.
We can get a bunch of green off this Cradle potentially. So maybe we're looking at 3 or 4 Rumbles, but curious to see if there's a win attempt happening now, or is this a value breach?
I think you're kind of hoping your value breach turns into a winning breach when you're going to be passing to a deck that's looking to close out the game. Had a win attempt put on the stack that required a force the previous turn. Has the ability to put a fetch into the graveyard off the Bazaar and pick it up, play it again a whole bunch of times, and potentially just see 40 or 50 cards. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Looks
I
like
would not be I won't be happy about passing to Jasper here.
definitely not. So we're seeing the Gaia's Cradle activated, floating a bit of green.
Always a bit awkward when you have to start with the tap of the Cradle. You want to do that as late as possible most of the time.
Yeah, having no other green lands, it's kind of rough. Maybe tapping your 2 other green sources to start. Not ideal, but we'll see how we go. Level the Rumble back on the stack.
This is a very much a non-standard.
I think this Entomb is just to put a land into the bin to potentially draw a card and...
So the salvage, right?
Yeah.
Salvage is a win attempt right now?
Yeah, perhaps.
Do you know off the top of your head what the actual win the game line is in Gitrog?
There's probably some land that kills everyone if you do something with it. I haven't played against the deck in so long.
I don't know if I ever have.
Yeah. Snap here though, incredibly timely.
I do wonder if Jasper's just gone a little bit too early here.
Yeah, potentially.
He definitely could have waited for Aston to tap out completely.
Yeah, and this snap is going to untap the Gaia's Cradle, which represents a whole lot more Malevolent Rumbles.
Yeah.
It's resolved too.
Gitrog back in hand.
Jasper asking if his Entomb still resolves. Aston more than happy for him to put whatever he wants in the bin.
I don't know if there'd be an alternate target here, or you still just get the salvage to prep for next turn.
Yeah, and just hope that they whiff.
I mean, unless you have something that's relevant now, that's probably the best thing to do.
Oh, and here's me giving out our cool new Rad Nauseam treasure / clue tokens.
Probably should leave that more just set up.
Let's do some maths here. So Aston's got access to 3 green. He still has a Scion left over and a red every time he casts this. So we're looking at least 4 extra rumbles.
Yeah, and I think he's already got some green floating. So, oh, there's the Chatterstorm.
Chatterstorm and the pedal. The pedal, obviously, a good hit here.
So and the Candelabra as well is probably even
yeah.
a bigger hit, right?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. So that's.
So we're seeing some mana floating on the cradle.
Yeah, so we got 1 green floating, 1 red floating still. Candelabra. That get
Filtering some of that green is huge.
picked up by the Malevolent Rumble. Okay.
Yeah.
Paid for by the Virgin Mana. Tapping for 4 green here. I'd be very surprised if he loses here.
Yeah.
Because you can cast the snap from the graveyard as well to untap the guy's cradle later.
So we are looking at a lot of mana.
Yeah.
We don't have that one action piece yet. Any kind of tutor will get there, Board will get there.
There's the quarter calling.
I was wondering why those signs were tapping.
Yeah. Notably, only required to sacrifice to make mana. However,
Is that a
Eternal Witness?
Interesting. I don't know if that's what I would have expected off a free chord there. What do we see?
Oh, picking up the snap.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
So
alright, that makes sense.
A lot of mana. Just snap
we're
your
still
Eternal Witness, replay it, pick up the snap.
2 creatures short of infinite. I guess the Rumble can get us there if need be.
So you make 1 red mana every time you cast. You make 4 green mana.
Oh, the Burgie is the 2 extra creatures.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. So this is infinite mana.
Looks like that might be our game then.
No one else sandbagging
I know that there are...
No one else sandbagging a Force of Will, so it looks like just showing, yeah, I have infinite mana. Priorities passed. Casting Thras.
Looks like
draw the deck.
A key inflection point here is if Jasper had waited to cast his Entomb now, he would have had a window.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no more counter spells in Aston's hand.
GG's.
But that's our game.
Yeah, well played to Aston and Thras taking it down.
I guess you see the power level of Underworld Breach there. Just even with a bunch of random cards, it was enough to get there.
Thank you everyone for tuning into the Rad Nauseam YouTube channel, checking out our Rad Nauseam tournament gameplay. If you would like to see more CEDH content, please give this video a like, and we'll see you in the next one.